Homemade mayonnaise is super easy to make. For this version, you're gonna need a glass mason jar, 1 quart with the wide mouth opening, and an immersion blender. So I've already cracked 2 eggs in here. I used really good local eggs. And then next, you're going to just add about 1/4 teaspoon of ground mustard, right in there. And then 1 teaspoon of white vinegar. About 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of salt. You can always add a little bit more salt later. And then just a pinch of black pepper. And then 2 cups of canola oil. Dump it right in. And I love being able to just make this right in the mason jar, because once this turns into a mayonnaise, you can just put the lid on it and put it in the fridge and it's ready to go. This makes about 2 cups or so of mayonnaise. So that's all the ingredients you need to make mayonnaise. It's super, super simple. And so with the immersion blender, it's like the easiest thing in the world. I only just discovered this like, I don't know, a year ago, and I won't do it any other way now. So you put the whole thing in the bottom, and it can look a little intimidating, like the glass is gonna break or you're gonna mess up or something like that, but I swear this is like the easiest method for making mayonnaise. So you turn it on. It's gonna be a little loud. And you're gonna see it start to take shape a little at the bottom. And you just kind of move the blender up. Once you start to see it form, keep slowly going up, making sure to get the oil in and mixing everything in. And once you get to the top and it doesn't look like it needs any more mixing, I would stop at this point. Sorry for yelling. And then I would just finish incorporating everything with a spoon. There may be some oily spots, but once you start stirring it up, it'll all come together really, really nicely. And I actually discovered when I first started using the immersion blender, I would go up and mix the ingredients, but then at the very top, if I saw there was still some oil left, I would like plunge it up and down. And that actually broke the sauce. And I ended up having to add another egg, which fixed it. But later on, I realized if I just stopped at the top with the immersion blender, even when there was still oil left in there, and then just finished it off with a spoon, that it wouldn't break. And it comes together really, really nicely. It's one of the most satisfying things for me to make homemade mayonnaise. I go through this like every maybe 2-3 weeks. I use a lot of mayonnaise. Not ashamed. I cannot live without mayonnaise. And once you get used to making your own at home, oh my gosh, it just blows all the other store-bought brands away. It's, ugh, I can't even stomach really the store-bought ones because they're so thick and they have sugar in them. This one doesn't have sugar in it. You can control all the ingredients that you want. I mean, there's so many different versions of mayonnaise. You can use olive oil. You can use lemon juice or lime juice instead of vinegar. There's so many different ways to do it. And it's just a matter of experimenting and seeing what kind of mayo you like, you know? So, you can tell. Let's see. There's the mayo. So delicious and creamy. I love it so much. So, I mean, really that's it. There's just a few ingredients. other than if you don't have an immersion blender, I really, really recommend you buying one. It's like maybe 20 bucks, 20, 25 bucks. And I use it exclusively for the mayo and then also for like soups and stuff. Like if you don't want to transfer the soup from the pot into the blender, which can be messy, you can just use this and submerge it in the pot and then blend and puree your soup and sauces and stuff like that. So it makes life super simple. Trying to think what else there is about this mayo. There's other ways of doing it. There's a traditional, just like the bowl and whisk way, which you need to use a little bit more force with. It's a little bit more work. I also have a recipe on my blog using the food processor for a mayo, which works just fine too. But it's just a matter of cleaning the food processor and stuff like that. And it's just so much easier using this because this is really the only thing that you're having to clean. And this is the same vessel that you're using to make it and keep it. So it's like less stuff to wash up. And for me, that's a plus because I hate doing dishes. So, I mean, this will keep for several weeks. I mean, well, a lot of people say it only keeps for a few days, but I tend to keep it for like 2-3 weeks and it tastes fine. And I guess it depends on the kind of egg that you use. So make sure you use a really good fresh egg locally, hopefully. And you will love this. I do. So I will post a link to the recipe for this mayo, which is on my blog. And then if you have any questions, just leave a comment here or you can tweet me or whatever. So that's it for now. See ya.